This little video is on why we draw drain plans. But first of all, what is a drain plan? A drain plan is a bird's eye view looking from above at the underground piping under the ground, under the concrete in the ground below the building or house. This type of drawing will only show, for the most part, horizontal piping. The vertical piping can be seen on the drawing, but very little. As seen in this drawing here on the screen, a drain plan with a bird's eye view, all the sanitary piping is in red, and you'll notice that almost every location around the drawing there are some open circles. These open circles refer to a stack that is coming from above inside that building, whether it be on the next floor up or multiple floors above, coming in to the basement through the ground floor, eventually into the dirt, connecting all together before it leaves the building at the bottom of the picture into the municipal sewer. There are a number of great reasons why we have drain plans. We can use the drain plans prior to construction, during construction, and post-construction. One of the good things that drain plans offer to us is a chance for us to design and size the drainage system that will be underground, the horizontal piping below the foundation of the home or building. So it gives us a chance prior to lay it out, how's it gonna look. We can sketch it out and eventually nicely draw it out. As we do that, as we do start to figure how many stacks we have coming down from above and what's on those stacks, what fixtures are there, then that eventually we can also size off of that drawing as well. So once we do determine the sizes, then we can actually mark the sizes on the actual drawing itself. Again, it's a continuation of the one above there, but it helps us, this drawing, once we do get the drawing together, we can now put some estimates together for what kind of material we're going to need and how much labor it will take for us to put this drainage system in. And again, on the drain plan, we can start to take off whether it be fittings, what type of material we're using, size of material we're using, if we're putting any special items in, any fixtures in the lower level, we can all start to put that in place as well on our material list. Another good reason for our drawings, drain plan drawings, is that on these individual drain plan drawings, we can also either by the drawing itself or actually handwriting on the drawing, we can put down any building code requirements, Ontario Building Code requirements, or any local bylaws. And as previous stated, in some jurisdictions, in some municipalities, there's a bylaw that will supersede the Ontario Building Code because it's a more stricter design that they want you to put in place. So this is a perfect place to, as a reminder for you, to put it onto the drawing so that as you build it or as others who work for you build it, they'll help them to remember that they have to follow that special code for that municipality and also remind them of any building codes that are being put in place in that section of the construction. As mentioned before, on the drawing, we can start to also label on our drawing or draw into our drawing all the different things we're going to need in that insulation in the drain plan. So it could be cleanouts, fixtures, floor drains, traps, any backwater valves, and various storm drainage connections. So we can start to apply all the things that we're going to need, not just the pipe material, but any other fittings or fixtures that we're going to be putting in place. And we can label those, put those on the drawing. Again, that will help us remind us where we're going to install them. And also for code wise, and also Also, it'll let us take those off the list, and when we start to do our material list, we can also put those on our material list, so it'll help us remember those as well. Another good thing it can do prior to the construction is that we can start to plan out where we're going to be trenching, because all this pipe is going to be going underground. As the piping gets further to the front of the building and eventually leaves the building, this pipe is going to become deeper and deeper, so it can have fall. So our trenches are going to become deeper, more dirt we're going to remove. We can start to estimate those costs, and where possible, we can start to put one or two lines, like a storm and a drainage line, into the same trench, put them side by side, one a little bit lower than the other, and then that way we can say, okay, we can save a little bit of money here because we're going to open up one trench instead of opening up two trenches. So we can start to estimate what our costs will be there if we have to hire an excavating company to dig it out for us, or if we're going to do it by hand. Depending how deep it is, we probably don't want to do by hand. We can also use these drain plans for after construction, and one of the capacities we could be doing that is that after the construction is done, even though there are drawings ahead of time, not everything always goes as the original drawing. So we take those drain plans that we've constructed and maybe altered as we went along, and now we can use those as reference points where as-built drawings, so the actual install where things are exactly located and which fittings are used and exactly in what place it may be, so that they can have as-built drawings produced after the job to hold on to the customer, so then they know in future if there's anything that has to be done in the future, they know exactly where everything is located and how it was done. We also have to keep in mind it can be used again for future references. So again, they had the as-built drawings, um, and another plumber. Let's say we're now the other plumber who comes in afterwards and has to do a renovation in this building. If they had the as-built drawings, we can now use them as reference to figure out where things are located and how they're connected. So we know where we need now to start our construction or our renovation in the project. Again, this goes to the planning of the trenching. We can start to now calculate our elevations. As I mentioned before, as the pipe goes further out towards the building, the pipe is getting deeper, so the elevation is going down lower and lower into the ground. So we can help to calculate these as well, because when we calculate the elevations, we'll know how far we have to dig when we get the